there is, Xi Jinping is now in San Francisco because we cleaned it up for him, so it's nice. What is happening in our country is truly frightening. We're doing things that I've never seen in America ever before, and that's one of them. Xi Van Fleet is somebody who grew up in communist China. She lived through the horrors of the Cultural Revolution. She was a schoolgirl, and she was forced into the countryside along with other young Chinese for re-education after high school. She escaped communism, came to America. 30 years later, she sees the signs that are exactly the same as Mao's Marxist Cultural Revolution. She's just written a new book called Mao's America, A Survivor's Warning. Xi, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much for having me back.
Oh, you're welcome. I like talking to people who lived in communism or under dictators because they have completely clear eyes on what we are seeing today.
Yes. Yeah.
You say that wokeism is Maoism with American characteristics. What does that mean?
Yes, that's what I mean is that what you just said, that you've seen things happening here you've never seen before.
Yes.
It's because you, like many Americans, don't know what happened in China and what happened in Cultural Revolution. And we know because we lived through it. And that's exactly the same thing. Why I say Maoism with American characteristics, it's the same thing. The identity politics, cancel culture, weaponization of young people, indoctrination in school, all this happened in China and happened to me. And it's a little different here is that in China, Mao used class to divide people and divide people into red class and a black class. Basically, one is the enemy of the state and one is the ally of the government and the party. And here they use something different. They use race and they use gender. They use sexuality, and it looks like it's different, but it's the same.
Well, this is
indoctrination of children. It's exactly the same.
This is something that the communists learned in the 1960s when, honestly, the Beatles song Revolution came out and said, if you're walking around with posters of Chairman Mao, nobody's going to listen to you anyhow. And they realized that class would not do it in America. They had to do it based on race. But tell me about the four olds. I don't think most people understand this. And this, to me, shows how close it is to the Chinese Cultural Revolution.
Yes, that is Chinese-style cancel culture, and they are very specific. It is the old culture, old idea, old habits, and old custom. Those things are to be eradicated, to get rid of, to be destroyed, including statues, names of streets, names of stores, name of food labels, names of institutions, all have to be changed to be politically correct. Why they do that? Why they do cancel culture? Because they want to replace the tradition with something new. And in China, that is Maoism, and here is Maoism with American characteristics.
So Mao was much more open about what he was bringing in, wasn't he? I mean, here they keep denying that any of this is happening. And it's all there. We can see it, but they deny it. Mao was open and saying this is what the new China will look like.
Yes. And that's the part that is very deceptive. Mao had power. What he was doing is to have absolute power. He was he feared that he was losing control of the party. But he was in control. So he can't be open about many things. But here they have to to hide their true intention. So they use this very well, a very attractive slogans, and then a lot of people fall for it. And that is the problem with Marxism. It gives you a beautiful picture of what it stands for, and people don't know, they fall for it. And I tell people, we fell for it too in China, and what we got? We got slavery, and we got really the absolute tyranny. And that's what's going to happen here. So people wake up. And how you wake up, not to find out yourself. If you find out yourself, that'd be too late. And I hope they are wise enough to hear from people like me who lived through it and then really learn from history. So and that's what we don't have here in this country.
Help us out with this, because I think Antifa, BLM, social justice warriors on the campus, et cetera, I think those are like the brown shirts or the red guards from China. But people will say, no, these are just honest people trying to X, Y, Z. What is the difference between BLM and Antifa and the social justice warriors and the red guards?
Yeah, no difference, because they're all indoctrinated to believe what they were told. And so red guards, you think they're just monsters? No, they were, a lot of them from elite universities and middle schools, and they're from well-off families. Yeah. They were not monsters, but they turned into monsters because of indoctrination. The first killing that took place during the Cultural Revolution was done by a group of young girls in the most prestigious middle school in Beijing, and they were like 12 to 16. They beat, tortured, and killed their principal, and there's no consequence. And after that, killing become commonplace. And then why they go after the teachers? Because they were told those in control and those in power were the ones want to take us back to the capitalism. And so for young kids, what are the people in power? They're teachers, they're principals. So they were the first one to be the target.
So here in America, you just said they weren't held, and they paid no price for it. Here in America, our justice system has been completely dismantled. You know, defund the police, all of this stuff. Crime is on the rise. It doesn't seem like anybody's punished. If you're on the right side, you're not punished. In China, did they do the same thing? Did they dismantle the justice system and the police?
Yes, it's called smashing the justice system. The whole justice system, including police and the court, were dismantled. And so there's no consequence. No one can stop or dare to challenge the red guards. And that's the Chinese version of defund the police.
So, Xi, I've been talking about this coming for 2 decades almost now.
I know.
And it is now here. How much time do we have? What period is this like in China? How far away from losing it are we?
We are very, very close. Actually, we are losing. But I do think that there is a hope. And just 3 years ago, I was a quiet, shy Asian American. I don't share my opinion with people. Yeah, I was just quiet. I became a voice. And because I know if I don't speak up and stand out and to fight back, we're going to lose our country. And I do not want to live under communism again. During my speeches across the country, I met all sorts of people, parents just like me. 3 years ago, they were quiet, never pay attention to school board. They never got involved in local politics or any politics. I met so many of them. Now they are committed. Because they are waking up. They are committed and to fight to save this country. So that's our hope. And that's exactly how we save this country. We have to be.
Did those people exist in China?
No, because at that no. If you wait by then, it's too late because those people don't exist because you can only find them in prison, in gulags, or in the graves.
Xi, I can't thank you enough. What do you think, just on another subject, what do you think of President Xi's trip to San Francisco and how San Francisco cleaned itself up for that?
I know. I just tweeted out, and then they have people welcoming him with a Chinese flag, which to me that is a murderous flag. And I said, where are the social justice warrior protesters against the genocide by Xi Jinping of the Uighurs, Muslims in China? Where are they?
They're not to be found.
They're not to be found.
Not exactly. To be found. Thank you so much, Xi. I appreciate it. Xi Van Fleet, the name of her book is Mao's America, A Survivor's Warning. She compares the Cultural Revolution to the Cultural Revolution here in America, to the Chinese one. And it is well worth a read and share with somebody that you know who maybe has the possibility of waking up. By the way, she was at the pro-Israel rally yesterday in D.C. So thank you so much. Xi Van Fleet, Mao's America.